Hotori is finally here, and in this video we are going to break down her kit, best build, best teams and rotation. She doesn't just deal damage, she records time, freezes the world around her, and then replays everything your teammates did, while everyone else is literally frozen in place. It's like having a rewind button for your entire team's best moves. That's her whole gimmick, and she's really strong, so let's get into it. Before we talk builds and teams, you need to understand her kit, because without this, none of the other stuff makes sense. Hotori runs on something called the non-closed timepiece. Think of it as her personal energy bar. It fills up over time just by having her on the field. No attacking required, it caps at 120 energy. I'm not going to showcase her normal attacks because it's nothing fancy. However, we are going to look at her two main abilities, which are Present Replay. Her skill costs 60 energy to use. She deals damage and then opens a 5-second recording window. During this window, any support skills or redirect skills your teammates use get stored. She can hold up to 3 recorded actions, 1 per character. Here's the catch though. Only the last action per character gets saved. So if you swap to a teammate and they use a support skill and then an active skill, the support skill gets erased. Only the skill stays recorded. Her ultimate is called World's Tide. Requires full energy, which is 120. She pulls a katana out of her umbrella, which is already the coolest thing ever, and freezes time. During the freeze, she replays all 3 recorded actions, slashes with her katana to build combo stacks up to 10, and ends with a massive finisher hit. So let's be super clear on what she can and can't record, because this trips people up. She can only record active skills and perfect support from allies, not her own abilities. Each character gets 1 slot. The last action they use overrides the earlier one. Once all 3 slots are full, recording stops. No more actions get saved, even if your teammate does something. Here's an example of the recording process. We start with Hotori's skill and then we swap to Jiuyan. Jiuyan's intro gets recorded, and if we use her active skill here, it will override the intro skill. So basically only her skill will be stored. Same thing for MC. He uses his intro skill, which is recorded automatically. However, if we use his active skill, it will override the intro skill. So we already filled 2 slots. And now if we swap to Nanali, only her intro skill will be stored. You can try spamming her skill or ultimate and nothing will happen, because we already filled those 3 slots. Now let's talk about passives. First we have Ghost Orchid Crest. During time stop, Blossom attacks from your team keep ticking. Everything else freezes, Blossoms don't. This is massive and is the main reason her best team is Blossom. Her second passive is All Treasures Under Heaven. Her ultimate finisher hit gets a flat plus 100% damage ratio bonus. Hotori is honestly solid even without any awakenings. But let's go through all of them so you know what you're working with. Awakening 1 gives her 12% extra damage during time stop for each skill she recorded going into it. Best case, that's 3 recorded skills and a 36% boost. It's great, but you do need a clean full recording to get the full value out of it. However, it's not that hard. Her second awakening is just a flat 20% damage boost during time stop. Nothing fancy, just more damage where it counts. Third awakening refunds the 60 energy you spent on present replay after you finish recording. Awakening 4 gives Hotori 10 extra energy for every enemy your team kills, up to 3 times, while the pointer isn't rewinding. Useful in content with multiple enemies, less relevant otherwise. Awakening 5 is really simple. If there's only 1 enemy on the field, your whole team deals 15% more damage to it, as long as Hotori is alive. Free damage for everyone in single target fights. Awakening 6 lets her ignore 30% of enemy defense during time stop. And since time stop is where literally all of her big damage happens, this just makes every burst window hit harder. And if you decide to go for every dupe, she gives your entire team a free 20% attack boost just by being on the squad. Now, in terms of priority, if you get a dupe, go A6 first in my opinion, but feel free to experiment with this since you can activate whichever awakening you want with a single dupe. Her signature Marching Beyond Time is her best in slot, no surprise here. It fits her rotation perfectly. You're already swapping through teammates to record skills, so stacking this up happens naturally. When you cast her skill, you enter a mode called Waste Lab. As you swap through teammates and they use skills, you build up to 3 waste time stacks. When you use her ultimate, it consumes all those stacks and boosts her ultimate crit damage by 24%, plus an extra 8% per stack. Max stacks also gives 12% defense ignore for 70 seconds. Now the question is, should you pull for it? Honestly, not necessary. Most of Hotori's team damage comes from Blossom reactions, and her signature is only about a 5% team damage increase over alternatives. If you like her and want to invest, go for it. But if you're saving resources, you're fine without it as well. Her second option is Fluff of Fearlessness, which is a Battle Pass weapon. After she uses her ultimate, she gets a 25% increase attack for 10 seconds, simple and clean. Her ultimate is her main damage window, so this lands exactly where it matters. Third option is the Rain That Shook the World, straight up damage boost to her redirect skill and ultimate. Up to 42% increase cosmos damage at max refinement. Also builds cycle intensity after she uses a skill, which helps the team cycle faster. For her set, you will want to go with Lost Radiance, which gives her 10% cosmos damage, and after she uses her ultimate, she ignores 25% of enemy defense for 20 seconds. Since most of her damage is tied to her ultimate, this is the move. As for her main stats priority, go for crit rate, then cosmos damage percentage, followed by crit damage, and finally attack percentage. And for substats, go for crit damage and crit rate, followed by damage percentage, then attack percentage, and finally attack flat. Standard DPS spread, nothing weird here, just stack crits. The Blossom team is her best team. The idea is simple but effective. Generate as many Blossom procs as possible and then freeze time while they keep ticking. Here's why this works best. Hotori's passive keeps Blossom reactions active during time stops, so while the world is frozen and she's doing her katana combo, Blossoms are still going off in the background. Julian and Nanoli both have enhancements that make each Blossom hit harder. It all stacks up into a disgusting burst window. Now let's look at the rotation for this team. We start with Hotori's skill to open up recording, swap to Julian, use their intro skill to get those turrets recorded, then use their ultimate. Swap to main character, record his intro skill, then ultimate. Now swap to Nanoli, her intro goes in and that fills the third slot. The 5-second window ended at this point, but you're still on Nanoli, so go ahead and use their skill, ultimate and basic attack combo while the turrets stay active in the background. After you're done damaging with Nanoli, swap back to Hotori through an intro trigger which fires off 2 more turrets and then immediately hit her ultimate. She replays all 6 recorded turrets and chains her katana combo on top of that. If you don't have Nanoli, Mint works as a solid free-to-play alternative as well. She's a decent on-field DPS during Hotori's downtime between burst windows, and she does have a Blossom enhancement that expands the AoE of Vita Bud hits. Another team where Hotori can work with is the Charge team. This team is a bit more dynamic. The idea is that Hotori's replay double up everyone's secondary effects. Hater gets extra feathers, Julian gets extra bullets, and the team generates more Esper cycles. This team's rotation goes like this. We start with Hotori's skill, and in that 5-second window, we use MC's skill to fill the cycle bar and ultimate to trigger Speedy Hedgehog, then swap to Julian and proc Blossom, then grab Hater's skill. While waiting for the timepiece to finish charging, use Julian's ultimate skill and bullets to keep things moving. When Hotori is back to full, pop her ultimate and she'll replay everyone's skills, giving Hater 2 more feathers and refilling MC cycle bar again. Immediately swap to Hater and use her ultimate and 3 enhanced skills inside the Speedy Hedgehog buff window. Use any remaining downtime to proc charge attacks and fill everyone's ultimates back up for the next loop. Use the burst DPS that rewards you for playing around your whole team. If you like setting up big moments, she's generally one of the most satisfying characters to play in the game. She's also future-proof. As more characters get released, she'll have a place in those specific future teams in my opinion. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like and subscribe for more Neverness to Everness content. Until next time, appraisers.